Jeana Fraser, and today I'm going to be giving you a persuasive speech on drunk driving. Alright, so you might be thinking, what exactly is this girl going to be talking about today? And that is just the statistics and basically how prevalent drinking and driving is for us college students. And so in 2015, approximately 10,265 people died due to drunkenly impaired drivers. That's a quote from MSN. So this just shows how important it is to definitely be aware of when you're on the road and what is actually happening on the roads. I am going to be giving you, as I said before, I'm going to persuade you to never get behind the wheel drunk and to tell your friends to do the same. You're going to gain a lot of information through this speech with drunk driving and why you should never do it, which is always really good to know. I'm credible at this topic because my dad's actually a paramedic, so he's told me a lot about drunk driving incidents and being on the scene. And so today we're going to be talking about the problem, which is how many people get behind the wheel drunk. We're also going to talk about the solution as to how to fix this problem. And then we're going to talk about what exactly we can do to help solve this problem. Now we're going to transition to, like I said before, what's the problem? The problem is we have too many drunk drivers on our roads. An average drunk driver has driven around 80 times before they actually get caught. That means they were driving impaired during plenty of times, 80 in the average. That just shows how important it is to know that we shouldn't do this and how relevant it is in our lives. You never know who could be drinking and driving on the road when you're driving at night. Also, another fact I would like to tell you, Thompson and Richardson said a DUI arrest can be traumatizing. And I know this is a little obvious, but it leads into something I would like to say about my personal life. When I was back in high school, I had two friends that I worked with at my high school job. They would always kind of talk about how they would come home from parties and come home drunk behind the wheel. One day I came into work and I realized that one of my friends was dead, and one of the other ones was driving and is actually in jail for the rest of his life and charged with manslaughter. So I wish I could have done something to help them and possibly told them to have a designated driver or maybe even be their driver. That leads me into another discussion about this. There's an organization called MAD, which is Mothers Against Drunk Driving. And basically what they do is promote awareness and education about the risks of drunk driving. They also have a lot of stories on their website for their personal stories that show how awful drunk driving is and how it affects them. This is Cody. He was a senior in high school, ready for graduation, and he was drinking with some buddies and someone else was driving, and they actually got in a really, really bad car accident, resulting in Cody dying. So this just shows how relevant and powerful drinking and driving and just making one bad mistake can lead in everyone's lives. Now we're going to transition to what exactly we can do to solve this. And that is awareness and donating to awesome organizations like MAD. Since MAD started back in 1980, the estimated 25,000 total death toll for people who were drunk driving in those accidents has been cut by more than half. So that means that many people have been not drinking and driving, and the whole amount of people driving and drinking has definitely decreased. So that's amazing that awesome organizations like MAD are doing this. So it's very beneficial to donate. Here's the link. I can also give it to you after. It's very beneficial to promote things like MAD and definitely end drunk driving and promote education. I'd also like to discuss the risks of drunk driving. So the National Council on Drug Independence says not only does drinking and driving risk your lives, but it could also mean that people will lose their jobs and possibly jail time, just like my friend. This obviously means that just by making one mistake one night can totally follow you for the rest of your lives. And another solution for drinking and driving is alternative transportation. I know all college students know of Uber, Snap, Lyft, all those type of things. And actually, student government at the University of Florida just recently said Wednesday through Sunday, we can now get 50% off Uber rides through that time period. So that just shows that the school's taking initiative and really trying to stop drinking and driving accidents. Now we're going to transition to some some common myths I know you guys have heard about drinking and driving. I know you've all heard sobering up. So TotalDUI.com says drinking black coffee can sober you up. I know you might think it's true or whatnot, but it's actually a total myth. All it does is make you more alert. And that's the same with taking a cold shower. It's just gonna make you more alert, not actually sober you up. And drinking a lot of water, you might think that might sober you up and you can go drive a car at the same night, but really it's not gonna do much of anything. The only thing that sobers you up is time. Now we're gonna transition into, picture this, a world where no innocent lives were lost. That means eradicating drinking and driving. So the negatives of drinking and driving are obvious. I've listed them. People lose their lives, innocent people lose their lives, and it's just not a good outcome. The positives are raising awareness and educating other people about how serious drinking and driving is. So what if I did something? What if I did something with my friends who I worked with? What if I actually told them, hey, I can help you guys out. I can be a designated driver. Maybe you should get a designated driver. It's very important to think about what we can do. Now we're going to transition into wrapping up what we learned today. My call to action to all of you today is never get behind the wheel drunk, first of all, and tell people. Tell people you should get an Uber. Tell people you can be a designated driver. Make a difference for sure. The first step is to, first of all, never get behind the wheel drunk and to educate people about what you've been learning today. So to summarize what we've learned today, the consequences and the problem are definitely prevalent in all of our lives with drinking and driving. And then we learned about how we can actually fix this. What can we do to stop drinking and driving? And we learned about the myths and what exactly we can do to help. Another quote I'd like to leave with you today is, according to National Highway Traffic Safety, drunk driving is one of the most frequently committed crimes in the US. So it's not burglary, it's not arson, it's drinking and driving. And I'd like to leave that quote with you today to just show one last time, how relevant drinking and driving is in all of our lives. Thank you, I hope you learned a lot in this speech today. Are there any questions? Yeah.
What you said MAD cut the amount of people in half by how many people were drinking and driving.
Mm-hmm.
Was that over a year span?
The statistic online read, so it was like from 1980 to now.
Oh,
So
okay.
like
Wow.
there were 25,000 people dying then, and now it's been cut in half, and even more. So there's less. It's the number's around 14,000. When a study I read in 2015, I actually had that in my PowerPoint before, but I had to cut it for time reasons. And yeah, so, or obviously there's other organizations that help, but MAD has really made a difference, and they show that on their website.
In what ways has MAD made this difference?
Well, actually, I was the president of Students Against Destructive Decisions back in high school, so I kind of hold this topic pretty near and dear to my heart, I guess you could say. But we actually had a speaker from MAD come and talk to our school during promposal time, and we actually had a speaker come in and show a drunk driving accident and a mock accident, I guess. And she, before the whole presentation, she told us about an actual story that she lost her kid due to a drunk driving accident. She was a MAD person, in my area. So, anything else?
Do you know the age that is most prominent with drunk driving issues? Is there a certain group of people?
Definitely teenagers. I read it said 16 to 27, I think, around that age, and that was definitely the amount of people that usually get in accidents with drunk driving. Alright, is that it? Alright, thank you.